Hi, Randy here again today. We're going to be looking at a particular problem for a 4-burner furnace, or 3-burner furnace. It'll all work, but it has this startup problem, and we'll look at that. Okay, the problem that we're having here is you see the igniter just came on here, and let's see what it does now. It'll try to let that igniter stay on for just a few seconds before it'll kick in with the flame, and you see the flame starts, but then that flame goes out, and there's a reason why that is, and we'll look at that. And it's going to try 3 or 4 times depending on the furnace, and then it'll lock itself into a code. It'll start flashing something, and usually on the inside of the bottom panel of that furnace, it'll tell you what's going on. That flash code will mean something, and that'll look. And so we'll see it's going to try again. So again, igniter comes on here, and it'll ignite the flame that comes out here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 places where that gas comes out. It'll ignite here and run along this back edge there and go over to here. And we can see right there, there's a flame sensor. And what this is trying to do is it's trying to heat up that flame sensor right there. Okay, so what we need to do is make sure to clean this flame sensor. A lot of times this problem is simply because the tip of that flame sensor, which is down here in the flame, is dirty. We can see it up here, so we'll look at how to do that. Okay, here it's going to try again. Soon it'll lock in to say, oh, there's a problem because it doesn't want to burn out the components in your furnace. Okay? Okay, so we're going to be very careful when we're working in here. We've turned off the power to the unit, and so next what we need to do is we're saying, okay, we've agreed that this is the problem. The igniter comes on, flames come all the way over here, stays on for a few minutes and stops. We're going to say the first thing we're going to want to do before we do anything, we know igniter is good, flame is good, but we're going to check and make sure that that's clean. The first thing we could do is to clean that. So what we want to make sure we're doing, because there's 2 rods sticking down in here, we're making sure we're not doing anything with the igniter. So sometimes the igniter's on this side and it goes this way, sometimes the igniter's here and goes this way. Make sure we know which one is the igniter and which one is the flame sensor. So here we have found that an igniter comes on over here, runs over here into this rod. This is the flame sensor here. Okay, there's 1 wire going to the flame sensor, 2 wires going to the igniter. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, here's where the flame sensor sits in front of the flame. Right above it, we can see that that is screwed in with a little screw there in the wire. So we're going to remove the wire, remove that screw, which is usually a 1/4 inch hex head, usually, and then we're going to pull that out and look at that, okay? Okay, so we've pulled the flame sensor out. It looks something like this. See that little spade right there on it is just pulls a little wire off of the top there, kind of comes off, and then we can kind of see it's a little dirty there. So we want to make sure to clean this up really well. We can do that. Most oftentimes I like to use a little cloth, abrasive cloth here. You can use something like a file or something to that effect. Sometimes I don't like to do it. I like to pull it all the way out. You can use one of these without having to pull it out. You can try and shove it in the bottom there and try and scrape it and those kinds of things. I don't think we get a very good clean flame sensor at that point. Some people will wipe stuff on this like ammonia or those kinds of things to get some of that off there. The best thing I found is to use this cloth. So we'll scrub that really well, and just the metal part, nothing on the top or any of those things, just this bottom part right here with an emery cloth, just this, not the white part or any of those things. Just clean it, just scratch it and get all that little grime off of there, okay? Okay, so we've cleaned the flame sensor over here. We've reattached it, we put the wire back on, and now we're gonna see how it does here. Usually this is the most common problem and the easiest fix on a furnace. Sometimes if you get this running and it doesn't do anything as far as igniter, that means the igniter's bad. So let's see. So what it does is it tries to light all these flames, heat up this flame sensor, and that makes it let it know that the flame did make it all the way over there. So that's a safety protocol flame sensor, and we can see that just cleaning up that flame sensor seems to have worked this time. So great. Thanks a lot for watching.